Might slide up to your block with intelligence. I'm a genius with the Glock, there's some relevance. Took his chain, took his rocks, took his sediments. There's no cap inside my speech, no impediments. Putting numbers on the board, I use my calculator. Put a op below the floor, he's a denominator. E equals MC squared. You didn't notice that? Had the shot, but he's too scared. Why didn't he bust it back?
So, you want to learn Blender? No problem, my original gangster. Welcome to this Blender guide to obtain the Bluzz. Blender Huzz. Now, the Bluzz, Blender Huzz, are of the female race that get attracted to chads who can 3D model. But you are chopped as hell and you lack the 3D modeling skills as hell. But we are going to change that. So, let's start off with the basics. Open up Blender. And then you're gonna see this model and you're gonna fucking delete it. And then you realize that you actually need it, so you put it back. Now, before you do anything, go into preferences. So you go and edit, preferences, and if you go to key map, switch it from Blender to industry compatible. Now what this does is it makes it similar to controls to that of, say, Maya, which is a very industry standard software. Basically, to look around like this, you have to hold Alt, and while you hold Alt, say if you want to do this, you hold the middle button and drag it around while holding Alt. If you want to look around, you hold the left mouse button while dragging it around. And you can zoom in as well by holding the right button. So over here you have the database for all the stuff you have in your scene. So the camera, the cube, the light. You can add different meshes by going down here and clicking all these different things. This is the layout tab as well. So this is where you move all your objects and stuff. It's not where you model the objects, but it's where you move them. If you were to click on this and go into modeling, this is where you actually start modeling. So you can then start modeling, like if you go here, you can add loops to it. So I can do this. And then if I wanted to grab all the edges, this is how you choose whether you pick a face or an edge or a point. Let me just go back to here. So I was on this and then I went back to here so now I can click on stuff. This is the, what is it called? This is the move tool, yeah! And then you can, if you press E, R, and W is how you change between these different settings. So W is to turn it to the move thing, which is with the arrows. E is to, you can rotate it, so you can rotate your selection, and then R is your scaling. So if I was to, I can make a ninja star. Now as well, if I was to drag and click all this, it's only gonna select the stuff that can be seen through my camera lens. It's not going to pick up all this stuff behind. If you were to hold Alt and then press X, you can now go through it and then select everything. Now that I've selected all that to faces, I can then change that to edges. So say if I want to go to edges and I wanted to maybe make this a bit more smooth, I can Control and B. It's the shortcut to bring up the beveling tool, and it will just make it smoother, or it will make a curve to it, okay? If I go down here to the little bevel section that has just popped up for me doing the bevel, I can then change it to 3, and it will add more lines. Say if I wanted to get these faces and bring them up, like extrude them out, so have it so that it comes out and makes new faces. If I was to then go back into the face mode and select all of this, Control E this time, that brings up this little thing, which is the extrusion, and then I can hold that and it brings it up and it makes it more thick. There's a tool here which you can insert faces, so if I do that and then hold this, it's then going to bring in the new face. And then if I extrude by Control and E again, bring it up, I can make like a little pyramid. So that's pretty epic. So now for me to get back into my modeling skills, because I haven't done it in a while, we are going to be creating a YouTube avatar character for my YouTube channel. I actually had one of my friends investigate into where he works to see if they could make one for me, but that shit costs like £1 million or something, fuck that. I previously recorded this footage of me creating the head, the gas mask of my avatar character, and now I'm just gonna react to it as through this video, and I'm gonna explain what I'm doing. Gonna explain what I'm doing as I go on. So we got the cube. This is a cube. and it's very cubey. Basically, we have to turn this cube into a head shape. What I believe I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna subdivide it, I believe. So yeah, subdivide it and you get more faces. You basically wanna get the shape of your head first before you keep subdividing. So yeah, now I use the points to make it a bit more circular. And then now from here, I can stretch everything to how I like it. So now I'm creating the kind of skull shape on the back of the head where it's quite of a dome shape, and then it goes down into like this cheekbone area, and then you have a jawline. You have a thing as well called poly count. Poly count doesn't really matter if you're just creating a cool model, but poly count basically means the amount of faces on the model. If you're creating say an Unreal Engine game, you might not want to have too much of a poly count on your models because it takes up more storage to run the game. And then here I'm looking up a gas mask. It's based off the GP5 gas mask, I believe. It's a Soviet Union mask they use in Chernobyl. Now I'm extruding out to try and make the little nozzle piece that comes out. Wait, why is it
At the bottom, I know you might think this is where you should click, but then come over here
to delete.
Oh, I think
So
I
this
think
is
I
how
stopped
we
looking.
can delete material in Blender. Thank you for watching this video.
Thank you for watching this video. Basically, when I'm recording it, I look up a lot of tutorials while I'm doing it. This looks fake as hell. This looks like as if I'm lying that I'm making this model. I swear I have videos in the background helping me because I forgot how to do it. This shouldn't really be allowed. You know the way you have a point and point here going right into the middle. So this point has two edges coming out of it. It shouldn't really be that. It should be a box shape. You shouldn't really have a triangle shape here. So that's why it then confuses the bevel tool, and then when I try to bevel it, it's not going to do a straight line because it doesn't like this triangle shape. I'm going to split it into a cube, or not a cube, a square, rather than that triangle shape. So that's why I'm adding these new points. Now basically there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 4 faces. Now it's just more happy with it. Now it's time to make the canister. So the canister is quite easy. I can go in, or I can bring the face in, and it creates these new faces around. Using the tricks I taught you before, bringing new faces in and then extruding them out. Yeah, I'm just literally using those 2 controls. So yeah, now we got the canister. So I go in here, add a new edge, then I add some more faces, add a few segments, and then that's how I got that little... So now it looks like a dog nose kind of thing. The thing is as well, this will count, once I export this can count as just one model, even though it's two separate objects technically. It's the cylinder and the cube. There's no way you'd be able to just model this from just one object. It would be quite impossible. It wouldn't be impossible, but it'd be really hard. I just made 2 separate objects, and then on the layout tab I then bring them together so they look like they're combined. So yeah, looks like the pea shooter from fucking Plants vs Zombies. Also, there's a thing where like it looks very cubic. You can actually turn the edges to turn them into soft. You have hard and soft, so if you have hard edges, it's gonna look very cubic. Now I have all the edges selected, okay? And then I go to Object and Shade Smooth. So it's shaded as if it's smoothed out, even though it's not smooth.
See you in the next video. Bye bye.